They looked human. They walked upright. They used tools. They watched fire the same way we did. And for most of human history, they lived beside us. Not animals, not monsters, not myths, other humans. But when early humans saw them, something felt wrong. Not fear like you feel when a predator charges. Not panic. Something quieter, deeper, a tightening in the chest, a hesitation, a sense that this was almost us, but not us. And that feeling may have decided who survived and who vanished. Imagine an Ice Age night. A small group of humans huddles around a dying fire. The flames are low. Shadows stretch into the trees. The forest is alive with sound. Then silence. From the tree-line, a figure steps forward. It stands upright. Its hands look like yours. Its posture is familiar. Its eyes catch the firelight. But its face is wrong. The brow is heavier. The jaw wider. The proportions just slightly off. Your brain hesitates. Is this one of us? Or something else? That hesitation is deadly. For most of our existence, humans were not alone on this planet. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, are recent. We've existed for roughly 300,000 years. That sounds like a long time. In evolutionary terms, it's nothing. Before us, and alongside us, the world was shared. Shared with other humans who hunted, built, cared, and survived long before we spread across the planet. They buried their dead. They cared for the injured. They made tools. They controlled fire. They were human, just not our kind. This matters for one reason. Because survival was never just about strength or intelligence. It was about recognition, knowing who belonged, knowing who didn't, and knowing when hesitation meant death. Early humans lived in a world of scarcity. Food was limited. Shelter was rare. Cold could kill you in a single night. Cooperation saved lives, but only within your group. And the outsiders weren't always strangers from distant tribes. Sometimes they looked just like you. These other humans shared the same valleys, the same rivers, the same prey. They competed for the same resources. And they did not all look the same. Some were shorter and stockier, built for cold climates. Some had heavier bones, wider faces, different proportions, different movements, close enough to recognize as human, different enough to feel dangerous. Predators are easy to understand. They hunt you. They don't pretend. But almost humans are different. They mirror you. They blur the line between us and them. And evolution does not tolerate blurred lines. The human brain evolved to make fast decisions. Friend or enemy, safe or dangerous, human or not. When that decision becomes unclear, anxiety spikes. Because in a world like this, hesitation kills. This is why fear becomes complicated. Because the most dangerous thing was not what clearly wasn't human. It was what almost was. Something that walked like you, used tools like you, watched fire like you, but didn't quite belong. For tens of thousands of years, modern humans overlapped with other human species. They were not rare. They were not isolated. They were neighbors, and sometimes rivals. Some disappeared quietly. Others vanished suddenly. And eventually, only one kind of human remained, which raises a question that still unsettles us. Did we survive because we were smarter, or because we were better at recognizing and fearing the right things? When modern humans spread across Africa, Europe, and Asia, we did not enter an empty world. We entered a landscape already occupied, not by animals alone, but by humans who had been there for hundreds of thousands of years. They were adapted, experienced, survivors, and they did not all look like us. In the next part, we'll meet them, the humans who lived beside us, the ones who shared our fires and then disappeared. And we'll see why your brain still reacts to their faces tens of thousands of years later. Because the fear you feel today did not begin with machines. It began with them. When we picture early humans, we imagine ourselves alone. Small bands, empty landscapes, a silent world waiting to be claimed. That picture is wrong. When modern humans entered Europe and Western Asia, they did not arrive as pioneers. They arrived as intruders, because someone was already there. They were shorter than us, but far more powerful. Their bones were thick, their muscles dense, their chests broad, their faces were wide, their brows heavy, their noses large, built to warm, freezing air before it reached their lungs. They were shaped by ice. These were the Neanderthals, and for hundreds of thousands of years, they ruled the cold. Neanderthals were not brutes. They hunted massive animals in coordinated groups. They crafted complex tools. They controlled fire. They buried their dead. Some lived for years with crippling injuries, missing limbs, crushed bones, broken skulls, kept alive by others. That means care, planning, social bonds. They were human, and when you look into their reconstructed faces, something strange happens. You recognize the eyes, the mouth, the expression, and then your brain stalls. Something feels off. Not monstrous, not alien, just wrong enough to notice. Now imagine meeting one, not as a scientist, not as a modern observer, but as an early human. No knowledge of evolution, no idea of species, only instinct. Across a river, another group watches you. They move like you, carry tools like you. Their children cling to adults the same way yours do, but their faces are heavier, their voices unfamiliar, their movements slightly different. Are they like us or not? Your brain cannot answer quickly. And in this world, uncertainty is dangerous. Further east, there were others. We know them only from fragments. A finger bone, a few teeth, pieces of skull. But those fragments are unsettling. The Denisovan tooth was enormous, larger than any modern human tooth, larger even than Neanderthals. Their genetics tell us they lived everywhere, from frozen mountains to tropical forests. They were adaptable, widespread, and very different. When scientists reconstruct their faces, the reaction is almost universal. They look familiar, but arranged in proportions that don't feel right. Faces that belong near us, but not among us. And then there were the smallest ones, barely over a meter tall, long arms, strange proportions, tiny brains. Humans who lived on isolated islands, cut off from the rest of the world. Homo floresiensis, the hobbits. They made tools, they hunted, they survived, and they lived until shockingly recently, long after modern humans had spread across the planet. Now picture this. You are an early human group moving into new land. You follow prey, you follow water, and you find signs, footprints, fire pits, tools shaped differently than yours. Someone else is here, and when you finally see them, they stand upright. They look back at you, and your brain does something strange. It doesn't scream danger. It hesitates. This is where competition becomes fear. Because these humans hunted the same animals, sought the same shelter, moved through the same seasons. Every overlap increased tension, and when resources vanished during droughts, cold snaps, volcanic winters, tolerance vanished with them. Extinction does not require hatred. It requires pressure, repeated disadvantage, less territory, fewer births, more conflict. Over time, one side shrinks, then disappears, quietly. There is no evidence of a single war between human species, no battlefield, no final stand. What we see instead is overlap, followed by absence. For thousands of years, modern humans and other humans shared land. Then one side was gone. In some cases, there was mixing. Fragments of Neanderthal and Denisovan DNA still exist inside many people alive today. Proof that contact was not always violent. But mixing does not mean equality. It can mean absorption, a smaller population dissolving into a larger one until it no longer exists as itself. And in other cases, there was no mixing at all, just disappearance. Homo floresiensis vanished soon after modern humans arrived. No hybrid DNA, no descendants, gone. Neanderthals survived ice ages that modern humans had never faced. And yet, within a few thousand years of sustained contact, they were gone. Not because they were weak, but because the balance shifted. And through all of this, the human brain was adapting, sharpening, learning to notice tiny differences in faces, in posture, in movement. Those who recognized difference quickly survived. Those who hesitated didn't. Fear selected us. By the time the last other humans vanished, only one species remained. Us. But the instinct stayed, burned into the nervous system, waiting. We'll see why your brain reacts to almost human faces before logic ever has a chance. And we'll uncover why this fear never faded, even after we became alone. Because the world may have changed, but your brain remembers the crowded one. By the time the last other humans disappeared, the world grew quieter. No more rival species watching from the tree line. No more unfamiliar faces across the firelight. No more hesitation about who belonged. Only us. But evolution does not erase useful fear. It keeps it. Even after we became alone, the human brain stayed alert, still scanning faces, still measuring proportions, still reacting before thought. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, faces decided survival. And once that instinct proved useful, it became permanent. Today, we have a name for this reaction: the uncanny valley. It's the discomfort we feel when something looks human, but not quite. A face that passes most tests and fails just enough to disturb us. Robots, lifelike dolls, digital avatars, artificial faces that miss something subtle. We say they feel off, but that reaction did not begin with machines. Machines are recent. This fear is not. Your brain does not analyze uncanny faces. It reacts to them. Before language, before logic, before conscious thought. Modern brain scans show this clearly. When people see almost human faces, regions tied to threat detection activate. Not curiosity, not interest, threat. The same circuitry used for danger. And this response is universal. Children show it. People from isolated societies show it. Even individuals with no exposure to robots, media, or artificial faces feel it, which means this reaction is not learned. It is inherited, a reflex older than civilization. Think about that. If the uncanny valley exists to warn us, what was it warning us about? Not animals. Predators are easy to classify. They look nothing like us. They trigger clean fear. But something that looks human forces the brain into conflict. Is this a friend? A rival? A threat pretending to be safe? That hesitation once cost lives. So evolution solved the problem brutally. Anything that looks human but fails subtle tests triggers unease. Better to be wrong and cautious than wrong and dead. This explains something strange about modern fear. Why horror works best when the monster is almost human. Why masks disturb us more than claws. Why distorted faces linger in memory longer than teeth or blood. We are not afraid of the creature. We are afraid of misidentifying it. And this is why reconstructed ancient human faces feel unsettling. Neanderthals, Denisovans, early Homo species. Even when the expressions are neutral, even when there is no threat, people report the same feeling. Unease, a sense of being watched, judged. Your brain asks an ancient question: is this one of us? And it cannot answer confidently. This fear did more than protect. It excluded. Once your ancestors decided someone was almost human, empathy shrank. Resources were not shared easily. Trust was withheld. Distance grew. And over generations, distance became extinction. Not through hatred, through separation, through pressure, through survival advantages repeated again and again. There is no evidence of a single moment where humans chose violence and wiped out the others. What we see instead is quieter, overlap followed by absence. Some were absorbed, others vanished completely, and fear helped draw that line. This does not mean early humans were evil. Evolution does not select for morality. It selects for survival. And when recognition meant life or death, fear was enough. The uncanny valley is not a glitch in the human mind. It is a fossil, a psychological fossil, proof that our ancestors lived in a crowded world, a world where humans were not alone, and where recognizing difference mattered. Today, we are the last human species standing, But our minds were shaped among rivals, and they have not forgotten. So when something looks human but feels wrong, remember this. That fear once kept your ancestors alive. It helped decide who belonged and who did not. Some fears aren't learned, they're inherited. If this changed how you see human evolution, subscribe to Chronicles of the Past. Like the video if it made you uncomfortable, that means it worked. And comment below, which extinct human do you think shaped our instincts the most? Because the uncanny valley isn't about the future, it's about the humans we outlived.